about to go somewhere odd now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is podcast hell.
Gordon, last call, no dog.
Is that a sword?
Yes.
Nice. Oh, it looks heavy when you touched it. I thought it was a plastic sword.
Nah, you can pull that out if you want.
Oh.
It's not very sharp, so you can't kill anybody with it.
Oh.
But you could do some damage, probably.
It's like a letter opener. It's like the world's least efficient letter opener.
So my dad was in the Army, and so for Christmas, he gets us all weapons.
Yeah.
So this was like my first...
PTSD.
Maybe. I don't know. I like it. I mean,
I like it too.
I want a weapon in every room eventually.
I feel like.
Do you have sword actor training? Did you do that ever?
I took some fencing classes.
Okay.
When I was in high school. One of my high school friends was like a teen Olympic fencing champion. Is that a thing?
I have no idea.
When you're young.
Oh, no. It's fine. Okay. All that quality sword material.
We were talking about swords. Yes, I've taken fencing.
You're going to point the sword at...
You said it couldn't do any harm.
Okay, you're right. No, it's okay.
I think the most harm the sword could do is if you hit someone. I don't know, it's a little sharp.
You could, I think if you as hard as you could, ram them in the stomach, you could probably pierce still. Or at least like bruise deeply.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a little weight to it. I think you could hit them over the head with the...
Yeah.
So, but then when I was in New York City and I was dancing, the dance studio where I took class had a samurai sword fighting class.
Samurai sword, that's like the big thick one,
yeah,
right?
like,
okay.
Well, you use a bokken, you use a practice sword for lessons. And I would always look at those people and they had the big pants and the cool hair and the awesome bags with their practice swords. And so I started taking classes for a little while, just to, see if I could. I still have a bokken in my car. I did a gig recently at a Funko Pop shop and they were like, you can have anything you want here. You can pick one thing. And they had a bokken. So in my car, I've got a big practice samurai sword.
There's so many words you're using that I don't understand. Let's take them one at a time. A bokken and a Funko Pop shop.
Yeah. So a bokken is a practice samurai sword. It's just those swords that they're made of wood.
Okay, cool.
So like when you see the people practicing.
Yeah.
That's a bokken.
Okay, gotcha.
And then a Funko Pop. I didn't know this until I did that show. They're those toys that they're like all the different characters, but they have a big head. You've seen someone have them.
Oh, it's like
it's like a collector
Japanese
thing.
Anime type thing.
Maybe, I mean, yes, but it's like everything. It's like, ooh, I just hit the microphone with my chin. It's like Simpsons and...
Oh, it's like a bobblehead?
Kind
Was
of.
it like that bobblehead right there?
No, the head is bigger.
Okay, cool. All right.
They're more cartoonish.
Wait, I think I have one.
I think you have.
I think I have one right here.
You don't know what a Funko Pop is actually a little shocking to me.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, fuck. I have one. I
don't own one, for the record. For the Funko Pop fans out there, I am trying not to do a bad job. Yes, that is exactly what it is.
You guys see this?
Show it to the camera.
This is Barry Sanders.
And there we go.
Funko
Barry
Pop.
Sanders.
I didn't know that I didn't know what he was. Somebody just gave that to me.
That's nice. But yeah, if that is not, I think that is a Funko Pop, but if it isn't a regulation one, it's a knockoff.
For all the people out there that are hardcore Funko Pop,
write in, tell us.
Traditionalists, and this is not meeting the standard, please do let us know.
Also, the Barry Sanders fans out there, let us know.
He has a ton of fans.
I know. Does this live up to your expectations? I feel like he had something to do with my hometown. I grew up in Cape Coral, Florida.
Barry Sanders?
Yeah. Was he from Florida?
I don't know where he was from. He went to college in Oklahoma State, and then he was on the Lions.
I don't know anything other than...
Oh, it's okay. You think he's from?
I feel like he's from Cape Coral, Fort Myers,
Yeah.
Pine Island, but maybe I could be wrong. I could be
This
missing.
is one of the fun parts about this podcast. There's no Googling, so it's all. It's
like
just
it.
out there. You just make the assertion.
Barry Sanders is from my hometown of Cape Coral, Florida.
You just fucking land it.
I went to high school with him.
There you
Just
go.
kidding. I'm younger than Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry Sanders is like 60.
I know.
Yeah.
You know how I know?
How do you know?
Because he's from my hometown.
Okay, there you go.
That and Mike Greenwell, because he had like a putt-putt golf place. Those were like maybe it was Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders. Well,
A Sanders. Someone Sanders or Sanders adjacent grew up in Cape Coral, Florida.
it was probably Deion Sanders because he went
probably
to
was.
Florida State.
Then that's likely who it was.
Okay.
I apologize, Barry. I just could remember the last name.
Sorry, Barry. Are you close to Florida State?
No.
But you're in the same state. I
My
guess.
whole family went to the University of Florida, other than me. So
Okay.
everyone is a Gator.
Where'd you go?
I went to NYU. We were fighting violets.
Boo.
We had an excellent fencing team, though.
Yes.
Because it's all just those kinds of kids.
Was your family like are they big into college football and all that
Big
shit?
into college football.
Yeah.
And actually, I am not a sports person, as you probably learned by the Sanders kerfuffle
Yeah,
I just had with
it's all right.
myself. But this year, for the first time, I am playing fantasy football with my family.
Oh, nice.
And I got a little excited because when I looked up this podcast, it looked like the Instagram for this podcast was very football related.
It was it used to be a podcast about backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then I quit because
Okay.
it's just so much work.
I mean, I don't know anything.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
say. But let me tell you, I decided as a family thing to play, and I'm crushing everyone.
Yeah, that happens year one.
I realized that the reason why, I think, is because I understand math, which is big in my family.
Yeah.
And also because I don't have any loyalties or attachments. You know
Are
what I
you
mean?
people in your
Like, I
family,
have
like-
no idea what I'm doing.
So people
other
in
than
your
math.
family probably won't like draft somebody that was on the Seminoles, and then you'll be like, I will just go with what the computer tells me is.
Gonna give me the stats. I can read the stats. I understand that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is. I mean, there's something. I have a friend, a buddy who just joined our fantasy football league year one, and he's winning,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like akin to like, like in car accidents, the drunk person always survives because
Yeah.
they're so loose.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else in the car sees the accident coming.
Yeah.
It's like you don't care.
Yeah.
So you can just be cold.
Well, it's what we were talking about before the podcast that you said you didn't believe in, which is non-attachment.
There it is.
Which you just described again in a second scenario where if someone doesn't care, things fucking work out for them.
That's literally what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be the best season you ever have in fantasy. I
Yeah.
would enjoy it.
Thank you. I also learned how long football is because I thought it was like a couple months. And
It's much longer.
it's a long time.
How have you? I'm going to let the dog in now. He wants to come back.
Please do. I have this sword though. I won't.
Oh, yeah, just don't stab him. Gordon,
I
come
won't.
in. Come in.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
You can get up on the couch if you want, buddy. Yeah. How
Like a
did?
manatee.
He's like a manatee.
Yeah, he's like a land manatee.
He's very cute. He's very cute. My favorite part of the setup of the pod now, because I used to just be sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
It's that people can see the dog because the
Yeah.
dog would always come up and fart and do funny
I
shit.
feel nervous having this sword this close to
That's okay. Gordon, you want to hold it? All right, I'll just put it down here.
That's Gordon's hero origin story right there.
Oh my God. His hero origin story is his name was Gucci.
Oh.
And we found him in we didn't find him. We went to a shelter,
Yeah.
or what do you call them? Like a rescue.
Yeah.
And they had a new name for him and a whole little backstory.
Yeah.
Then we got him. He was very dusty when we got him.
So Gucci was his name at the shelter, or Gucci was his name before the shelter?
No, I do a bit about it. I'm embarrassed to say it, but
Here we are.
yeah. No, on the shelter, his name was Gnocchi. But then we were like, they renamed the dogs. And I was like, I really want to know what his old name was.
Yeah.
And then they were like, his name's Gucci. He's from South Central LA.
Okay.
And I was like, his story's coming together now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was very sweet when we met him. That was all the other dogs were losing their minds, and he was just kind of chilling in his cage.
Yeah.
We were like, that guy seems very laid back.
Relaxed.
Yeah. He's a good boy. We got very lucky because like he already knew everything.
Yeah, he was potty trained.
Yeah.
Knew the basics.
My wife thinks he was a homeless dude's dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's hard.
But then he ate the homeless guy.
Well.
So.
I like how he licked his lips just as he said that. Good timing. Good timing, Gordon.
He's like, that's what it was.
His little sense memory.
Yeah. How did you, so you thought football went 2 seasons?
2 months.
2 months, sorry.
I mean.
Did you ever like.
I just never really paid attention to it. And then when it was starting this soon, and then I know it ended in Super Bowl, which is like next year, I was ooh, I got to pay attention to this thing for a minute. Yeah.
Well, you're not even, football's the easy one. I did fantasy baseball. That's 162 games. That's like half the year.
Yeah.
And then there's the playoffs, although you don't really do fantasy in the playoffs. But it's like 6 months and you have to update it every day.
Because nobody in baseball fantasizes about winning.
I guess. Well, you're not a sports fan.
My dad is a big baseball fan.
Okay. What are his teams?
The Orioles.
Are you from Baltimore or from Florida?
But he is from the Baltimore area.
Okay.
And the year I was born, there was like a person.
Cal Ripken.
That was like a big guy for them.
He's a big guy. Cal Ripken, great man. He had Cal's Outdoor Adventure when, because I lived in, for high school, we moved up to like the DC, Maryland area.
Yeah. You seem like a DC guy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a compliment or.
It is. It is.
Like you seem like a real fucking political freak. No, my dad.
You seem like you have an agenda.
No, my dad was stationed up there. So and then my mom ended up remarrying a guy that lives in Maryland. So, but my sister is a singer. And she used to sing.
The 3 parts of that story were just so confusing.
They're all over the place.
So your dad was stationed up there while he was still married to your mother.
You're right. No, they're in a throuple.
Okay.
So my dad was in the Army.
That's cool.
Yeah, my
How
dad.
DC of you.
How LA of me.
All right.
My dad was in the Army. He was married to my mother.
Yeah.
They had me and 3 other kids.
In DC.
All over. We were moving around because military.
Okay.
We moved to DC.
Yep.
Their marriage implodes and ends.
Yep.
My mother remarries a different man who lives in Maryland.
Okay.
So now my family is in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Glob.
Kind of spread around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
They're in the general.
Everybody's close.
Yeah.
I think when it's time to, pack up the old dreams and
how close are you?
It's pretty
okay,
close.
That's
you might be the last podcast person in this room. Oh, look at Gordon. Oh my God.
I got a lick on the mouth. Hello.
You're getting the most love of anybody so far
really?
from the dog. Yes. This is more than most.
Oh, I don't want to fringe your dog like on tape though.
No, it's all right. You do you.
It's not that kind of show, Gordon.
He likes women.
Yeah.
Those are his favorite.
Yeah.
Like my wife, apparently you, when Meredith comes over. Yeah. Any woman that comes in here, he snuggles up.
That's very sweet.
I know. He thinks I'm like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm another dog. That's kind of how he behaves. Yeah.
Are you his alpha?
Not really.
No.
He doesn't respect me too much. At night, I have to literally physically pick him. He's like 60 pounds. I have to deadlift him and move him to get into the bed where it's supposed to be my.
You gotta hear this.
There you go, buddy.
Okay. All right. I know. I'm excited to see you too.
Are you your gigs?
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is a Gordon and Erin conversation.
It kind of is just. I could give you guys both mics.
What do you think, Gordon? How's your comedy career going? Oh, not that good. Okay. Keep petting me.
How nice he doesn't have to worry about any of that shit. He just fucking lives his life.
Jeez.
He's in LA. He's one of those people in LA you meet that's not in the industry.
Yeah, he's a trust fund kid.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for him.
And he's an LA dog. We've taken him everywhere. And he likes it here. He likes the sun.
Yeah.
He's not an East Coast guy.
No, my dog also has really short hair, and she doesn't like the cold.
Yeah.
They like it where it's toasty roasty.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Boston Terrier.
Oh, okay. Those are cute.
She's like a small version of this.
Yeah. They're still like beefy dogs, right?
I mean, a beefy 12 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, it's a solidly built.
It's a slice of roast beef more than anything else. The smallest beef you could beef. But yeah, still like muscly.
Still
like
jacked.
she can take a hike, you know?
Yeah.
But only for about 3 miles before you have to carry her.
I like a dog that feels like it could defend itself a little bit in a fight, you know?
She definitely could not do that.
You don't think so?
Unless it was against a smaller dog.
I think I like to think if he was surrounded by 3 coyotes, no, let's say 2. Let's say 2 coyotes. I think he could.
You think he could make it out?
I think he could survive.
I don't know. Coyotes are real smart.
Have you seen? I like must have missed this thing about like the honey badger online.
No.
You seen those things?
No.
Well, they're these fucking. They're like not that big. They must weigh like 30 pounds. But they attack lions and tigers and they win. They're like these crazy animals. They just have so much fight in them. They just go straight for the nuts.
Oh.
They know how to win any fight.
There's a metaphor here.
Well, the metaphor was that, yeah, it's coming. No, it's just the end of, no, it's that in the animal kingdom, it's not like the lion's not fighting a smaller animal going, oh, I can kill this thing. 'Cause
yeah.
eventually they could.
Right.
It's that if the lion gets injured, the lion will die.
Right.
So they're like, when the lions are trying to eat shit or any predator, their thought process is like, I'm going to kill this thing as long as it's not too much trouble.
Right.
And if the thing starts to fight back even a little bit, they're like, I'll just go fucking get something else.
Yeah.
So like,
so your next dog is going to be a honey badger.
I love the honey badger. They're fucking badass. They eat snakes a lot.
Oh, okay.
And apparently like they get bit by the snakes.
Yeah.
Like on the face.
Oh.
And they just pass out for an hour. Then they wake up and they go right back to it.
Yeah.
Like nothing can kill them.
It does really seem like you feel some kindred spirit.
Always,
to a honey
100%.
badger. Yeah.
I've just slowly started to become my dog over the last 6 years.
No,
like
a honey badger though is what I'm saying. Do you feel like that would be on your family crest? Would that honey badger be your animal?
So. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Tough and small.
Tough and small. Well, let's not say
Indestructible.
small. Let's not say small.
mean,
I'm 5'8".
Okay.
That is the average height for a man.
Yeah, honey badger height.
Honey badger height. I'm not tall.
But I can bite your nuts off.
Yeah, I'll fucking kill you in a fight. No, I have a buddy who's 6'7".
Yeah.
And we got in a fight one year.
Not physically though.
No, we got in a physical fight.
Okay.
And it got broken up and he would have killed me. But I remember afterwards, like when it calmed down, he was like, you're the only person that would fucking fight me a foot shorter. I was like, yeah, I don't care about any of that. He's like, yeah. He like respected it.
Yeah, real honey badger energy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Dated a taller woman one time.
How was that?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I think it bothered her. Honestly, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't bother me. But yeah, I think it's a mentality thing.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I think so. I mean, and I don't think height is really that important, but I say that as a person that does tend to end up with tall people.
It's nice to look like this when you're falling in love with someone. You get to go like this.
I just think I'm more attractive from the top down, you know?
Oh, like
yeah.
Like this look?
That's my best angle. Like if the camera can get it.
Nobody looks better from like a fisheye, like with your fucking
double
chins.
chin.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's a good point. I gotta ask my wife, like, should I get more on your eye level? Because I don't want to be chinning it up. That's fucking, what a horrifying way to think about it.
I'm just saying that's always how they see you, is that camera angle.
Yeah, I'm permanently double chinned.
Double chin up the nose.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I think whatever height you are is beautiful.
5'8", thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. And to our listeners out there, we think whatever height you are is also beautiful. Unless you're above 6'8", that's nasty height. Then you have to duck to get into, doorways. That's got to be tough.
Also, I think that can't be easy on your body. Like genetic mutation wise, right? Because of the effort it takes to grow that much.
Well, there's like no tall giants, or there's no old giants.
Right. Well, no, that's scientifically proven, is that it stresses your body out so much to grow a larger skeleton that you die early. Yeah. The animals that tend to live a long time are very small.
Like the honey badger.
The honey badger. Anybody under 5'8"?
5'8". It's a sweet
5'8"
height.
or below.
If you include babies, I'm one of the tallest men alive.
There we go.
If you put that in the average, I'm like Yao Ming. Yeah, it's also bad for being in the military to be really tall.
Yeah, why?
Because you're just easily shot.
Oh.
Because everybody's like, okay, peek your head out. And the tall guy comes a foot above. The sniper's like, well, him first, and then we'll get...
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, you don't want to be a tall... It's only good...
Were you in the military?
No.
Okay.
I was just thinking of places where it would be bad to be tall.
I can see you being a military kid, but you don't strike me as like...
No, I'm too gay. I like theater and stuff. But I like sports a lot. I think I'm a good mix of both.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in the military when I was growing up, but then,
didn't meet the height requirement.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm so sorry. I'll stop. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, that was it. You got to be 5'9". You
got to be this tall.
Yeah, I know.
To defend our country.
Just like fucking a roller coaster.
I mean,
you gotta.
True.
No, it was my dad was in the Army, and so I was like, idolizing my dad. I wanted to go into the family business.
Yeah, I bet. I wonder.
Killing terrorists.
But also, that would be that could really go either way, having a parent in the military, right? Is either really wanting to do it or them really not wanting you to do it.
I think it was like, my mom was against it.
Yeah.
So, I had like that, whatever. But then like once my parents split up, like I was like, I'm going to fight the man. Like I turned into fucking not as good a student and like all that stuff. And yeah, I think that kind of went away.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, like, if I had been in the military, I'd obviously be just devastated with PTSD. I would be way too into my feelings.
But you'd be ripped.
Stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd be fucking jacked. And I have like a fucking full sleeve tattoo probably with like the names of chicks that I've banged, like going down the back bicep. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I grew up in Florida, not to brag, and I worked at a Just for Feet shoe store when I was in high school.
Okay.
Which is like a Foot Locker, like big Foot Locker standalone store. I'm sure they went out of business. The manager was really creepy. Anyway, our assistant manager was a military guy, and he had a tattoo. Okay, he had a tattoo of a woman laying across his collarbone, and her legs went down one arm and the side of his chest. So when he lifted his arm, his armpit hair looked like her pubic hair. So gross.
That's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
There was a dude at a show I did like 2 weeks ago, somewhere north of here. I don't know, before you get to Ventura. And do you know Pete Butchiker guy? I can't think of his last name.
I don't know.
He booked me on it. Anyway, there was a guy in the audience who had a tattoo of a chick like holding her tits and like full nip, like is like most of his back. Whoa. And I could see because he had like a wife beater on, so like the tits were like kind of popping out on the shoulder.
But were his tits popping out too? Was it like
he was
muscle?
He was a jacked dude, and he was with his.
I got the whole image.
He was with his wife or whatever, and then during the show, he was like I went up and did my act, which is it's not good. It's not a
listener.
Great, it's not great. It's fine. He's not laughing.
It's solid.
He's not laughing.
Yeah. Because he knows you did theater.
yeah, he could tell. The girl goes up after me and does... No, here's the thing. It's the opposite. Girl goes up after me, like, wokest comic on the lineup. He's fucking dying laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude with the tattoo of the chick holding her tits is like... I thought this was like... He had like a flag on the... He was a fucking patriot dude.
Yeah.
Hated my act, loved like the most progressive one in the room. I was like, wow, you can't fucking judge a book by its tit holding cover. This is insane. I would have.
He's not allowed to love women.
No, I would have sworn that guy would have liked me. He
loves women so much. He's had one tattooed with her boobs out on his back.
Probably a gay guy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it might be maybe the overcompensation. Yeah.
That's his mother.
Oh,
Little mama's boy.
Yes. Feeding him mother's milk.
You never know. In my experience, most men that like that are have some mommy issues. So.
What, like big tits?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Most men that like big tits have mommy issues?
Well, that's like part of it. They have some sort of mom thing they're working through.
Is that the same thing for size queens?
Probably. Maybe.
Why doesn't mommy...
It's all very Freudian.
Why doesn't mommy... You know like how chicks say daddy?
Yeah.
Not all chicks, but a lot say daddy when they're getting fucked. You can't... A guy never says mommy, right?
Not in my experience.
Not right?
No,
it doesn't go both ways.
No, it
does
does go both ways. In my experience.
There's guys that are fucking...
I've been called mommy.
How'd you respond? How'd you feel in the moment? You were like, you're like, it was okay?
I mean, I feel like it only has ever happened if I call them daddy.
Okay. So you've used daddy too.
Yeah, because I think it's funny sometimes.
Well, I think it's funny 100% of the time.
If you want to get in some guy's head, 100% call a man that has no business being a father daddy while you're fucking him.
Oh my God.
That will establish the power dynamic in the relationship right away.
I can see that.
No guy hates being called daddy. They'll make a lot of fun. They'll be like, at an open mic, they'll be like, oh, no, but
then they like it. I don't know. I think I might break the mold. I mean, it's too late to know now. I'm already married and my wife doesn't.
She doesn't call you daddy?
No. And I don't want her to. But like, I don't know.
It's never too late.
I'm not
Maybe
gonna
when you
ask
get
her.
your grays in.
I'm already starting to get some grays.
That's what I'm saying.
They're fucking...
You're Gordon's daddy.
All right, that's enough of this. I just don't know how it splits off. How it goes from like, yes, I am a father to a creature I love, and I'm also a father to the chick I'm fucking. It doesn't make any sense. It's confusing.
It's not a father. She's not calling you father. She's not. It's not like a Luke Skywalker situation.
Father would be worse.
Father would be really fucked up. On like a lot of different. In a religious level, it would be fucked up. In like a familiar, but like daddy is like like
daddy.
Like you're. It's not that you're somebody's dad. It's that you're like in charge.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
You're the man of the house.
Yeah. All right.
Tell me you hate that idea, though.
No, it's just I don't think it's gonna go.
That's fair.
What was the?
You can call Gordon daddy.
Okay, no. no. I'm gonna call him Gordon. I'm gonna call him
Gordy,
Gordo, Gucci, Gnocchi. That was his fun fake name. They named him after pasta.
Aw, Gnocchi.
Yeah.
He is a little dumpling. He's a little potato dumpling for sure.
When you said you're going to Arizona, is that also for stand up or was that just like?
No, that's for my day job. I don't know if am I allowed to say I have a day job on a comedy podcast? I'm expensive.
Fucking say whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
It's for work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to visit arts organizations in Phoenix and like the Sedona, Flagstaff area.
Okay. Flagstaff is great.
I've never been there. People love it there.
Yeah. I did. There's a festival there called Big Pine.
Oh, yeah.
And Flagstaff was like one of the cooler towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it's lovely. I'm going to stay there. I went to Sedona last year for my birthday because I'm a hippie white woman now.
Okay.
I wanted to feel the vortexes and go hiking. And we went to Jerome, which was the wickedest town in the West. Have you been to Jerome?
No, Jerome, I thought that you were talking about the only black guy that lives in Sedona, but that's a town somewhere near?
It's a town. It's a town nearby. It was a silver mining town, and it's like built into the side of this cliff, this mountain, and and you know, there's a big hotel at the top that some stories, I don't know if it's true, say was a mental asylum, but I guess it was really this mining community was like a hotbed for criminal activity. But now it's like a very cool hipster sort of and it's, you walk down the zigzag streets down the side of this cliff, and it's got very cool like antique stores and vintage clothing stores and art shops and things like that. They have a place that's called the Haunted Hamburger, which is, you know, built up into that cliff that allegedly has all these miners, ghosts that haunt it and all that good stuff. So
Jerome, Arizona. All right.
Worth a day trip. Very fun.
We'll take it.
Worth going.
We we're big fans of ghost towns.
Oh.
You ever do ghost towns? Like Route 66?
I've never gone to a ghost town.
Ghost towns are awesome.
Yeah.
It's because it literally feels like people just like were hanging out like in a diner, and then they went, "Oh, we're all leaving," and just left.
Like all the stuff
like
is still
all
out?
the stuff out.
No.
It's not put away. It's not cleaned up.
Whoa.
It's just like there'll just be like a pot with dust on it on a stove, and you're like, they didn't
what
take their.
happened?
Why didn't they take their pot? Or you go to like a hotel and you just go into each room and everything's there. Just nobody's slept in it except the homeless people that live there.
Right.
Which there are a lot of homeless people chilling on Route 66 in ghost towns.
Yeah.
But it's fucking intense.
Yeah.
And it always makes me, I'm like, oh, this would be like, you know, The Road, Walking Dead.
What if you just walked out of your house one day?
Like, or what if you had to like scavenge for the rest of your life to live?
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I don't know if this is the podcast for this, but
This is the podcast for anything. You don't have to second guess your podcast conversation topics. Go right in.
This is the most intimate I've ever been with a strange dog on a podcast, I will say.
He's just fucking, he invited himself right in.
Yeah, I love, and maybe it's because we are heading for an apocalypse at some point.
Sure.
I love those TV shows that are survival competitions. So I don't love Survivor because like the TV tortures, but I like Alone. Have you watched that show?
Is that the, I think we did. Is that the one where they're like, it's just them and a camera?
Yeah.
And they're like, like there was one where they're like a big lake in Alaska or something that I was watching.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think I have seen episodes.
Yeah. And it's just that. It's just survival. Like, can you survive on your own, completely alone in the wilderness?
Yeah. Before you twist your ankle and
then
go,
I'm
help.
Like, could I do that? Yeah. Before you eat something weird that like messes up your digestive system. Before you or they take you out if you start to starve to death to the point that you can't come back from it.
How far are the TV crews, like the cameramen? It feels like they're close.
Well, for that show, other than the drone shots and everything and the rescue shots when they actually come to take people out, those people do all the camera work on their own.
They're by themselves.
Because that's part of the challenge, because you'll watch the military guys come in. There have been a couple season. Oh, bye, Gordon. Oh, man, that's a big fluff of hair. There'll be like a Navy SEAL or something that gets into the wilderness, does a great job, catches a ton of fish, sets up his shelter, he's set, and then he gets lonely. He like starts to miss his family, and because it's a psychological game too. So if they had like a crew around, it wouldn't be the same thing.
You don't know how long the other people are going to go.
Right.
So it starts to feel like endless.
Yeah. And so, but those guys, then it's, because also when you're in the military, it's a team sport. You know, you're surrounded by people for the most part. And those guys have got everything they need to win the game. And they just
can't do it.
Mentally can't be alone like that.
That's like a big thing in the military too. Like the thing you get addicted to is like the friendship
camaraderie.
and the camaraderie
Yeah.
that you have with the boys.
100%.
So like, yeah, I'd imagine the military guys probably suck on the show long term. You like what you really need is like the dude that's already been by himself.
That's the people that do
like
a
the
pretty
fucking
good job. And big game hunters, I would say. Like if you have big game hunting skills,
yeah.
let me be your agent if you want to be on the loan. Those, because they're the Antarctica season. The guy that kills the moose.
There's a dude that kills a moose?
He kills a moose. But he had like lived in the Arctic before and like ridden a reindeer or something. You know, like he had that moose level experience.
You're describing Santa Claus.
Santa Claus won the Antarctica version of a
fat
load.
dude in a red suit, somehow blending in.
No, he wasn't fat because he had been starving mostly for 2 months.
And then he, so like the winner of that show, what's like the longest they've ever? Are they out there? Like you said, 2 months.
Yeah, I would say around. I don't know exactly. I would say around 2 months. Don't quote me.
Yeah.
Is usually. But people do the. I can't believe we're talking about this. Anyway, people do the strategy all different ways. Some people will gain like a lot of weight before they go on the show.
That's what I've been doing.
I see you ready.
I'm good for like 9 months.
You can just forage.
No, I went to the doctor today. I need to start doing the other side. I need to start losing it.
Yeah.
But
Well, you have your walking pad.
got my walking pad. Yeah. Can I tell you my fuck up today?
Yeah, I would love to.
It's my birthday today.
It's your birthday today?
It's my birthday today.
Oh, I'm an asshole. The fuck up is that you didn't tell me it's your birthday until right now.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my fuck up.
How old are you?
39.
Aw, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So my wife did like a surprise party for me last week.
Oh, okay.
Which was great. And it was like before my birthday, I wasn't even, when we went out, I was like, oh yeah, we're just going bowling. Had no thought of it being my birthday.
Yeah.
People are there. It's great. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do for my actual birthday? Like, I feel like that's like such a,
Yeah.
It's like, there's nothing to top that.
How do you ramp up?
So instead I was like, well, I'll just schedule a bunch of work.
Yeah, I'll
So
just
that's what I
schedule
did.
a person that
That's what I
doesn't
did.
know it's my birthday.
Yeah, like somebody I've really only talked with you like 2 or 3 times. Like we're like, you're a nice person. Like we're not like best friends. No, I like
How dare you say that?
so I worked a full day.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor.
Yeah,
Which sucks.
of course. It's so bad.
Yeah, especially like once you're like above the age of 35, the
It's
doctor's
so
never
bad.
like, it's better. Everything got better. It's always just levels of shit.
You've reached the age where they're like, it grew back.
We thought it was gone, but
We cut it off once.
just permanent it grew back phase. No, so today I did that. I went to the doctor. My wife picked me up, and as we were driving back, I'm like, Erin's gonna be there in like 40 minutes. I gotta clean up the house. I'm like, I feel
She's like,
bad.
who's Erin? I'm kidding.
This fucking bitch coming in. No,
On your birthday?
no, my wife is the least jealous person ever. So
That's lovely.
I'm
You're the jealous one.
I'm Mr. Jelly over here.
I'm so jealous. I don't know.
Are you?
Yeah, she should teach a class or something.
How is that working out?
Well, I'm single right now, so there's nobody to be jealous of.
Sorry. Now I'm being a dick.
I'll find someone. Don't worry, to be jealous of, not to date, but just to feel jealous of. No.
This week, you know what's crazy is I've been in enough relationships to where I've not been the jealous one.
Yeah.
I'm the calm one.
Yeah.
And then in this one, I'm the jealous one. I'm like, oh, it sucks being the jealous one is the worst.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
I've gotten a little bit of a handle on it now, I think.
Yeah.
And knowing that about myself and
Yeah.
being able to.
You got to do the old communication.
Yeah, I'm good at communication.
Yeah.
I just don't tend to pick people that are good at communication back.
Yeah, you know what's helped me is I feel like I went to therapy for a little bit, but I stopped.
Oh, I like this now. It's turned into a therapy pod.
It kind of is. There's the couch is built for therapy, but it's
My hiking socks.
very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. These are my
Smart Wool, sponsored by Smart Wool.
What's Smart Wool? Is that like a fancy sock?
They're hiking socks.
Okay.
They're wool is back to the survivalist thing.
Yeah, you're like really ready to go.
Is naturally wicking.
I was gonna say,
Do you know what wicking is?
Wicking is like it sucks up the moisture, right?
Yeah, it pulls it to the surface of the fabric.
Yeah,
so
your foot doesn't get wet, and then you get
and heavy.
Yeah, that's how you'll get like blisters eventually.
You got it.
I was a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
I fucking hiked.
Smart wool.
Yeah.
Oh, you were like ready for the military then. You can tie a knot.
The Boy Scouts is not fucking ready.
You can start a fire. You could go on alone. Can you start a fire?
No, I could not start a fire.
Mm.
I mean, I know
Do you have
what
primitive skills.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
But I won't do it. I haven't done it since I was 13 years old. I'm a little out of practice.
Yeah.
I think I one time started a fire.
Yeah.
With like
on
leaves
purpose.
and rocks.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal, and I will never do it again.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to think I'm ready for the apocalypse, but what I really am is I'll survive an extra 10 seconds.
That's fair.
Like that, I'll take that sword, I'll kill the first person trying to come into my house.
You will absolutely kill no one with that sword.
No. I'll sharpen it.
And then maybe.
I have a baseball bat.
Okay.
A baseball bat's probably better than the sword.
Baseball bat. I would go baseball bat as opposed to tiny sword.
I have read...
That's not even a sword. What's the real name for the little swords?
It's a pussy sword. I don't know what it is.
There's a different name for a pussy sword.
Oh, yeah?
No, the little ones, right? It's like a...
But that's not like there is a term for it. But
you know what I mean?
Yeah. My wife actually knows because she's
it's not a lavalier.
No, isn't a lavalier like that's the fencing one, right? The skinny one? With the points, isn't that the lavalier?
Isn't that a foil?
I mean, you would know better than I do.
I mean, a few lessons. I don't know.
I know what a
write in and tell us sword names.
I know what a broadsword is.
Yeah, I do too. That's the big one.
That's what Liam Neeson uses to kill the bad dude in Rob Roy.
Oh, okay. Also, the name is indicative of what it is, so it's fairly
Broadsword.
easy, to identify.
I thought it was impressive that I knew it.
I am impressed.
You didn't seem impressed. You were like, it's in the fucking name, you dick. You didn't seem impressed at all. Therapy.
Yeah, you were telling
jealousy.
me your therapist was going to give me some hot tips.
I'm trying to get you out of jealousy.
I'm ready.
Here's this is what's helped me get out of jealousy is like when I'm feeling jealous, I look at my wife and I go, I am feeling jealous right now. And just to say that, it makes it feel very silly. And that helps me it's like comedically, I can remove myself from it and be like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Unless you're with somebody you truly don't trust. That's different. Like if somebody's giving you a reason.
Well, I date men.
So you don't trust men? Have you been chiseted on? Is that where that's...
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, at some point.
You know you've been cheated on?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what... Do you think that's the source? Or you were jealous before that?
I mean, that is a big source, probably. But also, I also feel like in this day and age with the phones and the swiping and I feel like I know a lot of people that have really gone through it with that got blindsided by some people making choices.
Like the virtual cheating, like
they're on apps.
Yeah.
Still, like if you were like, yeah, I'm married, but maybe I'll go on some Tinder dates too.
I don't know what the solution is for that.
I don't either.
Because I'm like, look, I've never cheated, but I only don't cheat because I'm so Catholic that like the guilt would, and I'm not practicing Catholic either. I was just raised Catholic.
Yeah, same.
And the guilt would destroy. Like I can't pretend. If I have a feeling, it's on my face. I can't lie about it. Like I used to be a liar. It doesn't work.
Now, see, this is exactly what a liar would say.
No, but it's...
kidding.
Well, here's the thing.
So maybe it's not jealousy that I have. Maybe it's just trust issues.
All right, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. It is a therapy podcast now.
Yeah, here we go.
No, I feel like for me, like that's really the truth is like that. And like when my parents split up, I was like right in the age to be in the middle of it, to be like, it's just not fucking worth it. Like cheating or starting something with like, why would I put myself through that?
It's a lot. And another person, yeah, it's hard.
I even think about like, I have a friend who's like, dad had a whole nother family.
Yeah.
Like family in one town, and then a girlfriend, not a family, but like a whole relationship for years in another town.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people have that story.
Does that even seem fun? Like as the guy doing it, or in your head, are you like, this is fun that I'm doing this? It doesn't seem fun to me.
Yeah, I guess as a woman, you couldn't ever do that. I was talking to someone. Like, it would be impossible for a woman to have a secret family because she would be the mom.
Oh, unless she's a
Not
gay,
impossible.
unless she's a
Write
gay
in and
woman.
tell us.
Gay butch women that can't keep it in their pants. Hit us in the comments.
But I think so my dad's dad had a family before his family that he didn't tell them about until he was on his deathbed.
Whoa.
And the sister showed up.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very Irish Catholic.
Yeah.
Very deep. But I think maybe my grandma knew. She must have known. But I think there's that fantasy that, you know, you could just escape it all and do it differently or do it better the next time.
With
right?
a new family.
With a new family. Or like somebody has something to offer you that you just feel like the other person isn't giving you. But then I wonder how long until you're just like, does it always stay an escape? Or at some point, is there a diminishing return where you're like, it's just too many people wanting too many things from me? But that's where it's like, I know that's my point of view as a woman, because I can imagine what it would be like from that point of view in a relationship. But I think I'm going to take for granted that our expectation of men is lower in a relationship.
Yeah.
Especially if you like travel for work.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, when I think about it, I'm like, because I guess people could be like, what do you call it? Like in open relationships. I've never done that before. I couldn't do that.
Because you're a jealous guy.
I'm a jealous guy. Yeah.
And I get it. Me either.
Also,
it's not for me.
I also don't think I would have fun. Like, I'm also a competitive guy.
Yeah, same. I'm a competitive guy,
I'm like,
too.
How many times did you fuck this weekend?
Yeah.
Hang on for a second. Beep, 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 beep. We need 3. I feel like I would be like, or I'd be like, if somebody else is hooking up with somebody, I'd need to be hooking up at the same time and be like, countdown to orgasm.
The beep, 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 beep phone.
3,
the
2,
sex
1,
phone is like...
like, yeah, that part is crazy. Like, okay, so like, or they tell you, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to stay home and like cut carrots while you know, get your fucking cheeks clapped. Like, it's just crazy. That part's crazy to me. But then
I think there's got to be, well, based on the things that I've read about it, it seems like there's always a person that feels like, and I don't want to turn the polyamory community against you or this pod or me.
Fucking, they're not fans. Get them.
But it does seem like anecdotally in the articles I've read and things like that, that there is one person in the relationship that at least initially is really like,
I need to fuck other people.
No, that is the other side of that. That's like, this is really hard for me.
Yeah.
You know, like this was something I did that maybe now I've found my way, but at least initially, it was rugged for them.
It kind of seems like I'm 100% turning the polyamorous community against me. It kind of seems like a way for people to justify being a piece of shit. To me, it's like, no, yeah, I fuck all these chicks. But no, it's cool. I told my girlfriend, do it or I'm breaking up with you. Like, how is that like not being...
Well, and we should acknowledge there's a difference between polyamory, right, where they're like in a throuple.
Oh, you're right. That's where they're like...
Versus an open relationship.
Yeah, that's
which we are now... as uneducated and old millennial as we are, just morphing into a single lifestyle. But yeah, I I think open relationships sometimes happen that way. I had a friend who cheated on her boyfriend that then was like, well, then let's just have an open relationship.
Yeah.
As punishment, kind of,
I had a friend that is polyamorous that came on this show, and I didn't really know that before he came on.
Yeah, he's never coming back after this episode.
He can come back. He came on, he mentioned it like 3 minutes in, and the rest of the podcast, I was just like, like I don't think I spoke for an hour. Like I kept being like, and then what? And he just explained it to me, and it was like describing something in an alien language. Like I really couldn't. Yeah, it's one of those things where like people are describing something, you can't put yourself there. I don't know.
But it's like, then we go down this far into this conversation. I'm like, is that just, I've internalized the traditional patriarchal family role, have I just, am I so, I don't know, am I so brainwashed by the idea of what like traditional heteronormative love is based on my background and experience or growing up in love stories and romantic ideas that I just can't fathom? Because I do feel a little bit sometimes, even with my own preferences and sexuality, like I have a moment where I have to ask myself,
am I gay?
Am I gay? No, where you have to ask yourself, how much of this is my actual preference and how much of this is like programming I've received from society about my sexual identity or my romantic preferences.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can, I don't be a little gay.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think this is something I think a lot of my liberal friends in LA struggle with is they question how much they've been programmed by society. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things about being a dumber guy is I don't worry about this at all. I'm like, I mean, what I do is what I think I've done a good job in my life is going like, I have a choice always. Yeah. There's always a choice. Yeah. I don't maybe want the consequences of the other choice.
Of course.
But, if I really want to be gay, I could be gay. But then I'd have to suck a dude's dick, so I'm pretty sure I'm not gay because I don't want to do that. I have in anything I ever think about, I can go like, I can always think of the extreme option on both sides. Yeah. And be like, what do I actually want? But like, I don't know. I guess I feel.
But even that, it's like you could probably be a gay man and never have to suck a guy's dick. Like maybe you just get your dick sucked by a guy.
That's still gay. Yeah. For a guy, it's different. For a guy, the second there's like a touch of peen to lip either way, fully gay for life. That's the rule for us.
Have you've never kissed another guy?
I've never kissed another.
Really?
No, I've never kissed another guy. One time we were doing Spin the Bottle.
I was really drunk.
No, one time we were doing Spin the Bottle. College. Listen, one time we were doing Spin. This is getting cut out of the fucking podcast.
This is the good stuff.
Now, one time we were doing Spin the Bottle.
This is what gets
and
you.
It was like 3 girls and 3 dudes, and we were all gonna, it was moving in the right direction.
You touched a peen.
I didn't touch a peen. They were like, you guys have to kiss. So we did that. Yeah. With a guy. Okay. It was horrible. Did not like it.
It wasn't horrible.
It was horrible.
No.
It was not enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked out though. Yeah. I got laid that night. I told myself I was like, "It's
by a man or a woman."
By a woman. No, that was.
Yeah, you showed you were open and fun.
I think there might have been. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I did. Maybe I did. Did I ever do like a comedy sketch where I had to like make out with a guy? I don't think I did. I think that's the only time.
If there's tape out there, night. Send it in.
Send it in. I think there's been comedy sketches where like I'm about to, and then we cut. But I don't think I've ever like actually kissed another guy. Yeah. Except for, 1 second in a fucking
Who was
Spin
his
the
name?
Bottle.
Do you remember?
Huh?
Do you remember what his name was?
Of course I do.
What's his name?
He's a friend of mine. We're still friends. Never brought it up.
No.
It's never been brought up
You've
again.
never been like, hey, remember that one time?
No, but that's
Spin the bottle.
But that's the thing.
1998.
That's the thing. It's like sometimes you'll be watching a movie and you're like, you know, who's a attractive man? I don't know.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. Well, yeah, sure. I'm watching Cobra from the 80s. I'm like, oh.
Over the top.
Cobra talk. I love, so you're watching that and you go, hey, he looks pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my God, am I? And then I go, no, because I don't want to make out with a dude. Or like, I don't want to touch a penis.
But you have that initial like, wow.
Yeah, but I think what it is, I think you can appreciate that someone's attractive.
Yeah.
That's different. That's like the appreciation of the human form. Like you watch like Olympians or whatever, you're like, look at this
amazing
fucking guys
incredible.
and these chicks. Like you're not even lusting
They're
at them. You're
perfect.
just more like impressed by what they've done. So sometimes I think it's that. And especially if you're watching movies, it's like, you know, that's all like on some level, it's all kind of softcore porn. Like, it's all made, everybody looks good all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that's different to be like, I can appreciate a solid male form without being like, now I can't believe this is what we're talking about. This sounds like I'm just convincing myself I'm not gay, which I'm not. This conversation
is
sucks.
that you talking or your Catholic guilt talking, Eric?
That's the concern.
That's part of your programming.
But again, like with Catholic stuff, I feel like I'm not Catholic anymore.
Yeah.
So I made the choice to.
But little boy Eric is still Catholic.
Little boy Eric was so well behaved.
Were you a altar boy?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I took it even further. I fucked all the priests. No, I was an altar boy, and then I was a lectern.
Oh.
So I was when you get a little bit older, I would carry the book into church.
It's so sexist.
And then I would come in, I would read. I'd be like, a reading from the book of Mark.
Wow.
I'd be like, women, close your legs, sluts.
Submit to your husband and do exactly what he tells you.
The good stuff. Who's your daddy?
So
a reading from the book of the Philippines. Not the Philippines. Philippians. Not the Philippines. The Philippians.
I'm not believing you now.
I used to do lecterning.
Yeah.
Altar boying.
And no one ever messed with you?
I reserved the right to remember later on if someone did, but I don't think they did.
Yeah.
There were priests that I felt creeped out by.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember there was one year where I was in a Catholic school. I was in a new school a lot. I was in a new school every year until high school.
Was that hard?
Yes.
Is that part of why you were good?
What do you mean good?
Like you said you were a good kid. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I meant when I was younger, I was a very well-behaved kid.
You were trying to stabilize a little.
I think. I mean, it was a lot. Military kids have a lot of you're very good at making friends with people. You don't really keep friendships going. Yeah.
Because why?
Why would you?
You got to move on.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I remember one time I was like, who was that kid? I was like, that friend I had when I was in third grade. We had such a good time. And I went in Google and I typed in John Ryan, Louisiana. John Ryan was his first name. It wasn't even his last name. It's going to pop up you mean Eric's friend? This is I'm a 35-year-old man trying to find some of my friends from growing up, but they're all gone.
Yeah. That's what ChatGPT is for.
Does ChatGPT find people?
I mean, what if you typed in name of school, name of kid, years you were there?
I'd have to type in John Ryan,
years
Louisiana, 1994, dad used to hit him.
Well, that doesn't
Fort
narrow
Polk.
it down.
And then that's what ChatGPT would have to work with.
Yeah, they'd be like, here he is, bada bing.
Yeah. Liked playing street hockey.
But you know the school name. You have your.
But I didn't go to school with him.
Oh, he was in your neighborhood.
The way the military bases would work is if your dad was the same rank or your mom, but
you live in that part of the neighborhood.
Mostly dads.
Yeah.
You would it was like cul-de-sacs. Everybody's dad was the same rank. You would kind of play in the middle, and then there was like a military school that you could go to. But for whatever reason, my parents never put me in that school.
Yeah.
They'd always put me in like the public or the Catholic school, like in the town next to the military base.
Huh.
So I would have like new kids at that school, new kids in the block where we lived.
Right. New kids
Those
on the
kids
block.
in the block are new kids. Those kids are constantly getting, because their dads are getting shipped
They're
or moved
leaving.
out.
Yeah.
So those kids are gone, and then it was a new school every year. So it was like a constant churn of kids.
Yeah.
Like my whole life.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
You were going to tell me about your
Was I
stranger
touched?
danger with a preacher at a new Catholic school.
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to say there was one school that I was in where there was one priest that I was like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
Yeah.
And I was like, that was fifth grade. How old are you in fifth grade?
11, 10, 11.
And a 10-year-old being like, I don't want to hang around that guy. And
Yeah.
I used to have to go be an altar boy before school. So it's like early in the morning, you're sleepy, perfect time to get doodled.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever was.
Yeah.
But again, I could wake up in the middle of the night tonight and be like, uh-oh.
I would feel so bad if I was the person that resurfaced that trauma on your birthday.
I don't think. Happy birthday, motherfucker. You were.
You thought you could make it to 40.
I don't think I was.
I have a friend that was a lawyer for some of those victims.
Oh, geez.
That it was so traumatic they had to stop.
You're friends with like a spotlight lawyer. That's tough. And what did they transition to after that good work?
Not anything like medical,
like timeshare
law.
sales. Like now they went to more evil.
Yeah, big business. But
it's fucking hard. That's like brutal.
And the story, they couldn't talk about it in detail, but the impact it had on their life and health. Like their health started to deteriorate. So
that sucks. Having those,
This is a comedy podcast.
Ruining your life for a good cause. That's what we do. We have tough lives because we want to bring laughter to people.
Yeah.
It's a calling.
Yeah, but it's ego based. I guess all good service based.
That's what you could say that about technically anything. Like it's very few things that you don't get a good feeling from doing.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying we're the same as spotlight lawyers.
No.
I'm saying that's not what I'm actually saying. But what I'm saying is doing comedy is in a way a calling.
Yeah.
And there are sacrifices that come with it, and you accept those sacrifices because this is a thing you love. And hopefully, in the midst of trying to have careers, we can remember. What I try to remember now, I have to force myself, is to be like, fucking love the audience for coming out.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited. The audience got a babysitter and fucking showed up. Even if there's 5 people, I want to be pissed that there's not more people for me, instead of being like, there's still 5 human beings sitting in the audience hoping I can make them laugh.
Yeah.
Like if you can remember that, you can be fucking happy doing this.
And there's your soundbite.
There it is. That's the, fuck clipping a funny moment to get more people to follow me. Let's get preachy.
I worry about that though, as a person that also works in the arts, about what is going to happen to live performance, because it does take such a concerted effort to leave your house and pay for the babysitter and have that moment with other people. I think that's something that I've spent my whole life on, is live performance. Like it's my love.
Yeah.
I would say that's my relationship is, being on film is fun, but like that in the moment, anything can happen. This particular chemistry with this particular audience in this moment is never going to happen again. Even if I'm telling the same jokes, I'm never going to have
Gordon
on my lap digging his head in my crotch while I try to pay attention to the podcast.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yeah, you mean like but what I think is all the industry stuff where they're like, just making every show is going to be AI generated and all that shit. I think live performance will have like a come up. Like I think like
you do?
The experience of going to see like a play or a musical
I hope
or something
so.
that's like in the moment, that's going to become a more rare thing to find in entertainment. Like right now,
I'm worried about that. I'm worried that is
I do think that's
becoming more scarce.
I think, but I'm saying what I think is like, not more scarce isn't the right word. I think people are going to watch TV and movies less and less and less.
You think people are going to go back out in the wild?
Yeah,
and be
like
with other
YouTube
people.
has replaced Netflix.
Yeah.
To me. Like, I'm like, what do I spend more time in my day when I want to be entertained? Do I go on Netflix and watch a new show? Or do I go on YouTube and watch people sitting in their basement being like, man, the Army defense is playing pretty good this year. I don't know. I think they can beat Tulsa. Like, I watch people.
Yeah, but how often do you go to the opera?
But here's the thing. I think those live performances, I don't go to the fucking opera.
You could.
Because I'm straight. And I didn't like kissing that dude.
You told me you were a theater kid that kissed a dude.
No,
I'm just saying.
I didn't kiss a dude. That's not what happened. I was, this is getting cut. I didn't kiss a dude. I did what I had to do during a game of spin the bottle when I was 19.
I made a quick $100.
No, come on. No, the people know.
No, the people know. But like, again, you contain multitudes. You enjoy the theater. You might go see a play. You might go, but seeing YouTube is not equivalent to going to a live comedy show or going to see live theater.
I think what I'm saying is like, I think entertainment is going to look completely different in 5 or 10 years. I think like the produced stuff is going to become less like, I think that's going to become less important to people.
Yeah.
And what's going to be more is like self-produced stuff that you just become fans of individual people.
Yeah.
And live performance. I think that's going to fill in
I hope so.
the void.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but like to me there's an opportunity for that stuff to be more treasured. Because like who's going to already like all those fucking like that's why like every movie's got to have a million fucking superhero cameos and shit cuz like you can't make a $30 million comedy. Like nobody wants to see it. Nobody cares. So, but they do, again, I think about like the stuff I watch most of the day is like, it's people in their fucking basements talking.
Yeah.
It's like podcasts that are done in people's homes. Like it's this like self-produced shit. It's this. And obviously nobody watches this, but something like this, a better version of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, I don't know. I see a way that there's still live stuff going on that people are checking out.
Yeah, I hope for that because I think it does something to us that, video pods or something pre-recorded just can't do.
Yeah. Like kissing a dude when you're 19.
Hey.
There's something you just can't capture.
I thought you were going to hit a sound effect like brr, 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 like an air horn.
I'm gay. I actually do think one of these is a thing that says I'm gay, but I don't know which one it is.
That's what you were going to do.
Somewhere.
I was like, oh, it's going to the air horn.
I so fucking regret that I said this on the podcast. But you know what? I'm not going to edit it out. I'm going to let it live.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it live. And
it's okay to be curious, kids.
I wasn't curious. I did what I had to do. Erin, how can the legions of fans of podcasts, where can they follow you? I know you're big on social media. You're posting 5-6 times a day.
I do. I am out there. I post a lot of pictures in my stories of garbage and my dog. So I'd love more people that are fans of garbage and my dog. And I'm at Erin Tracy Comedy everywhere.
Great.
Instagram, that's my website. I was on X for a while.
You're melting down at the end of your pitch.
I
don't know
know
what's
pitch.
happening.
Facebook.
You don't just keep naming platforms. You could just tell people 1 or 2 places they could find you.
I did what I had to do, just like Eric, and I created social media.
Just trail off into depression. Facebook.
I don't have a TikTok yet.
Yeah, stay away.
Do you TikTok?
I have everything, but I just in 20 seconds I like post on all of it and then I turn it off and I don't scroll on any of them.
You post and ghost?
I post and ghost.
Yeah.
And I do, I mean, there's one
Which one?
called Clapper.
Stop it.
Have you heard of Clapper?
You're making that up.
No, there's one called Clapper, which is like Republican Instagram.
Stop
I'm fucking crushing it on Clapper. Like, I'm paying no attention. I have like 5,000 followers. Like, my stuff there. And then Rumble. I'm doing pretty good on Rumble, too. This podcast will do great on Rumble. I don't, dude, honestly, I post everywhere and I'm like,
It all sounds like gay porn sites. Clapper and Rumble. Are you kidding me? You kissed a guy once and you're big on Clapper?
Listen.
You're clapping those cheeks?
No. There's one called Dick Sweat.
I'm huge on Dick Sweat.
And there's one called One Day I'll Admit It. That's a good one. I'm crushing it on One Day I'll Admit It. All right. Well, thank you for coming on my podcast. You can come back. By the way, come back anytime.
I'd love to come back sometime.
Yeah.
We really covered
We always cover. There's always a wide berth
a breadth
here.
of things.
Yeah. A breadth. Is it breath or breadth?
A breadth.
How do you spell that?
Isn't there a D?
I don't think there's a D. I think it's a breath.
It's not a breath. It's a breadth.
It's BREDTH. A breadth.
Maybe there might be an A in there.
It's not bread. Yeah, is it bread?
A breadth.
A breadth.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, we gotta get a podcast producer. I need somebody in the corner to be like, it's breadth.
I'm so embarrassed.
What?
That we're gonna finish on a bad spelling joke.
On breadth?
Breadth.
I think it's BREDTH.
I do too.
Throw it in the comments. Do actually comment. I should say, I never fucking remember to say this, but if you're on YouTube,
comment, subscribe,
like, comment, subscribe,
clap.
If you're
drip.
if you're on Rumble, post something about how Trump is the solution to our problems. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. If it's gonna get your friends to watch this, say whatever you want.
Wish Eric a happy birthday.
Wish me a happy birthday. Yeah, it is my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. 39 years young.
One more year.
All right. Thanks, Erin.
Thank you.
See you.